Hello. After watching the TED Talk and hearing Kevin Pierce's story and his experience, it was really sad hearing that he had to quit something he loved because of a brain injury, but it was inspiring that he actually quit because there are some people who don't quit and they continue to cause damage to their brains. But he was determined to get back to where he was before he had that brain injury, which was very inspiring and very sad that he had to quit what he loved doing. Concussions usually happen when you have a traumatic impact on your head, which causes your brain to move around rapidly, and it stretches and damages the cells, which can physically and chemically change how your brain functions. According to the Center for Disease Control, concussions rose 57% in children from 2001 to 2009, mainly caused by falls when they were learning how to walk and run, which I thought was really interesting because I didn't realize so many kids at a young age had concussions. So that's really interesting to pay attention if you ever have kids, or if you have kids, that if they fall, to look for symptoms of them having a concussion. Also, danger in contact sports. There is the highest percent of getting a concussion because there is so much contact. And so I remember in high school when people would get concussions, and I feel like in high school you don't take it as serious, but like knowing what I know now, I think it's really important to stress to younger people how important concussions can be and how it can affect your life if you don't take them serious. And especially having multiple. I know my cousin, he had quite a few in high school, and he had to quit football because if he had gotten another one, or it could have really affected his brain because he was already having trouble sleeping and it was pretty bad, so he had to quit that. But there are more concussions reported in football than any other sport, according to Head Health Management System. Short-term effects of a concussion is usually headache, confusion, dizziness, a ringing in your ears, feeling nauseous, blurred vision, sensitivity to light and sound, and then possibly not remembering the event. Long-term effects can be memory problems, irritability, your personality can change, it can become harder for you to concentrate, sensitivity to light and noise, problems sleeping, psychological problems, and then possibly loss of smell and taste. The main one there, when I was reading about it, was memory problems, not being able to remember your past or even some current events that had happened. According to the Head Health Management System, these are some fun facts I found. Well, not fun, but some facts I found about concussions. But 3,800,000 concussions were reported in 2012, which doubled what was reported in 2002. 1 in 5 high school athletes will sustain a sports concussion during the season. That's a lot. I went to a small school, so just thinking about that, that's probably accurate because I knew quite a few people who had concussions or who had gotten them. 90% of most diagnosed concussions do not involve a loss of consciousness. I thought this was important because just because you get in a car wreck or you get hit in the head by something, or in sports you come into contact with someone, and just because you're not unconscious doesn't mean that you aren't injured. So it's always important to get checked out even if you think that you might have a concussion, just to play it safe. And an estimated 5.3 million Americans live with a traumatic brain injury related disability, which was also really interesting. And I think just because there are so many concussions, I think children should still be able to participate in sports. I just think that it's important as parents or as guardians to make sure that you are paying attention to them, and if you do realize something, or if they do mention they got hit in the head pretty hard or that they're not feeling well, it is really important to get them checked out and just to say, like, have a good relationship with them so that you know if they change or if anything happens. And also the same with like younger kids, paying attention to them and like realize if they have a personality change or if they have been super fussy, because that is really scary because they can't really tell us how they're feeling. So if their head hurts, it's always important to pay attention to that and get them checked out if you even think that that could be something that happened.